Hi, everyone. I'm Endo, engineer. Today, I'd like to talk about how to hack the body. Human muscle skeleton is composed of the muscle, tendon, brain, and bone, and so forth. And they all together work, and the motion generated. That's how human moves. If the human loses some part of the body, physically or even functionally, he is unfortunately categorized as a disabled person, which is totally unacceptable for me. And let me show you my friend at first. And the reason why I'm working in this field is because I have a very, very personal experience. His name is Kazuhiro Yoshikawa. When he was 21, the cancer was found at his knee joint. After surgery and 1-year-long chemotherapy, metastasis was also found at his lung. More unfortunately, another metastasis was found at the lung again. And the ratio for the patient who had metastasis at a different location from the original is 50%. It's very low. But he survived. I looked at him spending 3 or 4 years on the bed on the hospital and suffering from the side effect of the chemotherapy. I really want to do something for him as an engineer. So I tried to make the leg. That's how I'm interested in the prosthetic devices. And I met Professor Hugh Herr, who is an MIT Media Lab professor, and he is bilateral below knee amputee. He lost his leg when he was 17 years old due to frostbite. But instead of giving up climbing, he started to make his own leg for rock climbing. And actually, that works, performed better than his actual leg, partially. I was very inspired and excited about his story. So this experience made me change my way of thinking about the disability. For example, looking at that guy who doesn't have a 2 limb. So he is also bilateral below knee amputee, like Professor Hugh Herr. You may see a lot of loss between the residual limb and ground. But I can see a huge margin where we can put any kind of enabled technology. For example, walking is the basic locomotion of the human. We walk to move one location to the other. And we push off the ground using the ankle. More specifically, we use the muscle to push off the ground to move the body forward. But conventional prosthetic limb cannot do it because they're all passive. They don't have any muscle at all. So one of the simplest solutions is robots. I put the motor at the ankle to push off the ground. In my case, moreover, I put the parallel spring to support the motor output in order to minimize the motor size. And a few days ago, I tested it on my friend. So he's my first pilot, and he walked on my robotic ankle. And I saw the firm benefit advantage to put the motor on the ankle in terms of the metabolic cost expenditure, even though it's weight more than the actual leg. That's one example. Another is running or sprinting. You may have already known about the running prosthetic devices from the Paralympic Games. The amputee using the spring, simply spring, made out of a carbon fiber composite. And that looks much different and works different from what human originally has. And looking at the Paralympic Games, they're running so beautifully. That because the human muscle skeleton and that simple spring work systematically. They really care about the running speed. Doesn't care about the appearance, but looks so beautiful. I'm very inspired by that technology contribution on the Paralympic Games. These plots show the winning time of the 500 sprint Olympic game, 500 sprint of the Olympic game and Paralympic game. Red curve from the Paralympic and blue curve is Olympic game. Both of them are improved year by year. And current intact athlete world record is 9.58, done by Mr. Usain Bolt. And currently, Paralympic athlete world record is 10.59, done by Mr. Alain Oliveira, who was done last year. So recent innovation, technology, and athletic training lead me one idea that Paralympic champion may be able to defeat the Olympic champion, hopefully in 2020. Thank you. Thank you. And in the back of the slide. So the movie have already started, and that showed my hopping. This is very terrible. I tried to reach out the maximum height, and I didn't use any device. Obviously, I'm not an athlete. I'm an engineer. But I put the spring, named the Paralyzer. That's a commercialized product. I used the spring between the leg and foot. I got higher position, higher location using the spring, just simply putting the spring between limb and ground. And that weighed about 8 kilograms. It's much heavier, but more performance. So that's the difference before and after using the Paralyzer. So that reminds me to adding the spring as the Paralympic athlete. But moreover, I added the mass to the leg, and I could jump higher. How about thinking about the amputee? They doesn't have leg. So instead of adding the mass to the limb, they can just replace the leg, lighter spring. So that idea also led me to the same idea. Disabled is not disabled anymore. They could be enabled. And this is the first trial, the first prototype. I tested the spring on the amputee. And that is not working so well. But our team is trying to making the maximum effort to make the cycle of the prototyping and athletic training in order to get the gold medal in the 2020 in Tokyo Paralympic Games. But however, there's a controversy. Disabled person should compete and join at the Olympic Games. My opinion is Paralympian should not, because obviously prosthetic is augmentation device, and I'm foreseeing that the Paralympic will be super Olympic beyond the Olympic game. That's what I'm hoping. Yeah. This is my final slide. So back to my original motivation of my venture. So I have various visions, but originally I wanted to make a good leg for him. And today I want to share the small step with you. I want to introduce my friend, Yoshikawa Kazuhiro. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. But don't forget about it. Just the beginning. This is just the beginning. This is a prototype. I have a lot of things to do remaining, but I want to be an engineer to fill out the margin with the exciting and inspiring technology, and I want to deliver the delight of the locomotion for all people. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. 分かってます。